Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, we are going to be trying a bunch of new drugstore makeup. This is going to be a pretty hefty what's new at the drugstore. I have a lot of products to get through, and I'm really excited about a lot of these. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into it. All right, first up is the brand new primer from Catrice. This is the Catrice Grip and Last Putty Primer. I don't love the e.l.f. putty primers. I don't love the Physicians Formula putty primer. I have yet to find one other than the L'Oreal Studio Secrets. I feel like that's the only putty primer that I feel like actually really works for my skin. So we'll see how this goes, but I don't have super high hopes because it is a putty primer. So this retails for $9. It's supposed to even out pores and imperfection and make your makeup stay on longer. And it's non-comedogenic, so it's not supposed to clog your pores. So I'm gonna put this on one half of my face. The light is fluctuating outside and it's a really gloomy day, so sorry if the lighting isn't great. Okay, so I'm gonna do it on this half of my face so we can kind of see if there's a difference. All I have on my skin right now is my skincare. Okay, you can see like my pores. That's crazy looking. You can see kind of my pores coming through. Let's see if this kind of fills them in. So kind of similar to the e.l.f. putty primer, it melts kind of like a coconut oil almost. Where it starts out with this like really tacky feel, and then as you blend it in, it gets really smooth and almost moisturizing feeling. See how that goes on my kind of already oily T-zone area. Typically I like more mattifying products right here rather than a super kind of moisturizing feeling product. So it does look a bit smoother on this side versus this side. I'm gonna give it a second to set before I go in with my foundation, which I'm super excited about because I have never disliked a foundation I've tried from this brand. Let's see if we can keep the streak going. This is the new No. 7 Restore and Renew Multi-Action Serum Foundation. These serum foundations are all the rage right now, and this one is supposed to have light to medium coverage, visibly conceal 5 key signs of aging, and it has broad spectrum SPF of 20. I have SPF of 30 on my face right now, so I'm always happy, especially in the summer, to add on to SPF through my foundation. So it's supposed to instantly conceal wrinkles, fine lines, age spots, uneven texture, and tone, with skin appearing lifted and firmer over time. To move in harmony with your facial expressions throughout the day, ensuring the foundation doesn't migrate into lines or wrinkles. So it's a very specific claim. I got mine in the shade Honey because I'm planning on using this during the summer and with my self tan, so I went a little deeper than I typically would. And to apply it, I'm actually gonna use a new brush from a brush set that I picked up that I'm super excited to try. It's been sitting in my makeup room waiting for this video, and I've been so tempted to try it, but it's the new EcoTools Natural Elegance Kit. So I am a huge fan of EcoTools brushes, and these are just beautiful to look at. They're supposed to be supremely soft brushes for sophisticated look. So let's see if the performance of these brushes is as good as the appearance. Even prettier out of the packaging. This white part is like matte, so it kind of makes it feel more luxury than if it was just like a white plastic. And then it's got this rose gold tip and then this ombre kind of neutral effect on the brush, and they feel incredibly soft. So you've got this one. I'm gonna use this for my foundation. This is like a good cream product type of brush because it's nice and dense, but it's still super soft. It also comes with this powder brush, which is incredibly soft. This is a lot more loosely packed, so this would work for powder, this would work for blush, for bronzer, kind of one of those multi-purpose brushes. And then we've got a blending brush, a concealer or packing brush, and then an angled eyeliner or brow brush. So a really cohesive collection. So I'm gonna go ahead and use this angled brush and this foundation together. And now that this has dried down, this is feeling a lot more tacky. I think the trick with this primer is to give it that time to set. I think if I had gone straight in with foundation, I wouldn't see the full benefits of this primer because it definitely changed significantly in the way that it feels after a couple minutes of setting. Okay, so this packaging feels extremely luxurious. It's got this like frosted glass bottle, and then it also comes with pump, which we love. So let's go ahead and put some of this on the back of my hand. It's a very like liquidy formula. I don't know if you can see it just dripping down my hand right now, which is typical with a serum foundation. So let's go right in with this. It is super thin in consistency. I feel like this is the type of foundation that you can go really, really light with, or you can build it up to be whatever level of coverage you're looking for. But because of like the sheerness of this product, I feel like shade matching isn't gonna be that much of an issue because your skin kind of shows through. Okay, so I had that one pump and I feel like that covered about this portion of my face, so I'm gonna need some more to get to the level of coverage that I want. So I put another pump right on the brush, which by the way, this brush is amazing. I'm loving the way that this is applying this foundation. This is the type of foundation brush I love, where it's like not so dense to where you kind of have to have a full coverage look, but it's not too much of a stippling brush to where you're feeling like you never get the coverage that you need. I'm gonna add a little bit more, so about 2.5 pumps to cover my whole face. Okay, I'm just looking really closely at my pores and kind of the area around my nose on the side with the primer and the side without the primer. And I do feel like this side looks slightly better. It just looks like an overall smoother application, whereas on this side I can kind of see some sticking to the dry patches that I have right here, versus this side is just pretty seamless. As far as the foundation goes, I feel like dry, mature skin is really gonna love this. It's very luminous. It's gonna be interesting to see how this wears on the oily parts of my skin. I'll leave you guys an update below, but I love the way that it looks, at least starting out. All right, next up we've got the Catrice Ultimate Camouflage Cream. So this is in the shade Brightening Peach. It's supposed to be like a color corrector for underneath the eyes. There's also the shade 200, which is Correcting Ochre. So just to kind of, depending on your skin tone and what color you're trying to correct, you can go with either one of these. And then I'm gonna pair it with their Ultimate Camouflage Cream foundation, their full coverage concealer. So kind of like a package deal. They're really tiny, but I feel like they're gonna pack a pretty big punch. My finger to apply it. I'm gonna kind of like swirl it around here for a second because it's new. And I just want to really warm it up. Just put that right where I get really dark, which is right in my inner corner and under my eye right here. I don't like to pack on too much product in this area, so I'm just gonna put a little bit. If that's all I did, like if that's all I had time to do before I left the house, I feel like that immediately lifts my face, makes me look a lot more youthful, a lot more glowy and refreshed. And it's super natural. It does feel very kind of tacky and moisturizing, which is good for that area. I don't want it to get really dried out, but it'll be interesting to see how powder sets on top of it. Before I put any powder on, I'm gonna go in with this concealer in the shade Almond. Apply that right on top and then anywhere else I want to conceal. This feels very similar, but a little bit more on the creamy side. I like the brightener is a little bit less creamy so that you pick up less product and you're not kind of loading on the brightener before you need to go in with concealer, because then you're gonna end up with way too much product in a place where cakiness is hard to avoid. I'm just going in with the concealer on this side so we can see the difference. Okay, I feel like this concealer, again, would be great for those of you with really dry under eyes and really dry skin, because this is so creamy and moisturizing. Just look at how dewy it's making my under eye area. Can you guys see that shine? So again, it'll be interesting to see how this sets with powder, because I'm gonna have to take some of that shine away so that it lasts all day. But if you have really, really dry under eyes, I'm telling you, this feels like an eye cream, like a super moisturizing eye cream. All right, I'm just gonna add a little bit of my ColourPop Soul Bronzer before I go in with my liquid blush, and then we'll be done with the liquid products. I'm just gonna stipple this on with that same foundation brush just to kind of warm up the skin a little bit, because I feel like the concealer really brightened everything up, and I just want to make sure my body and my face are cohesive. All right, I feel like I'm like shining to the gods right now. Like this so far, I feel like the only product that's oily skin friendly is this primer. Everything else is like a dry skin dream. I'm like dripping in dewiness. Before I powder, I'm gonna go in with this new blush from Lottie London. They launched 2 different shades as part of their Gossip Girl collection. This is the Sweet Blush. I have the shade And I'm Yours and Say It. So I think I'm gonna go in with Say It. Who's surprised? I always choose the orangey, peachy, warm toned blushes. Because I have no idea how pigmented this is, I'm gonna start with just a tiny amount and build it from there. Use my Sephora foundation brush. This is from the holiday brush kit that I got. Okay, I literally put the tiniest amount, and look at that. So let's spread that out across both of my cheeks. And I like a nice high blush lately, so I'm just gonna blend this like right here and blend it up my temple. It's blending really nicely on top of this foundation. I've used almost no product. This is super pigmented. I'm gonna put just a tiny bit more on this side to match the other side. And put a little bit right here to kind of get that sunburn look. All right, and then just to soften everything, make sure there's no hard edges, I'm gonna go over everything with my foundation brush. Okay, loving that for sure. All right, next up, I'm gonna go in with some powder. I'm just gonna use my Flower Beauty Light Illusion powder to powder underneath my eyes right here. This is a nice light powder that doesn't typically make my under eye area look too cakey. And I can't say I see a huge difference in the side with the brightener and the side without the brightener. However, I could see myself using that brightener on its own without any other products because it did a really good job really quickly improving my complexion with very, very little product, and it looked really natural. So while I don't feel like that's a step I would take if I was gonna put concealer on anyway, it's a step I think I would take if I wasn't gonna wear any concealer, if that makes sense. And for the rest of my face, I'm gonna use my number 7 Perfect Light Loose Powder. Love this stuff. And I feel like number 7, they probably complement one another. And I'm just gonna kind of set everywhere besides kind of the center of my face where I used the Flower Beauty one. All right, so far no trouble setting these products, even though they were very tacky and glowy. All right, next up is a new palette that my daughter got into. So it looks very used. It's not by me. She looked adorable, but she got makeup everywhere, and this is what she got into. It's the new Milani face palette. You guys know how much I loved the original palette that they launched. This has some new shades, so if that's something that you really liked, but maybe you didn't like the shades in the last one, this is another beautiful option. You've got 2 blushes. This is like a really glowy highlighter slash blush, and then this one's more like a satin finish. You've got this bronzer, this highlighter, and then 3 shadows, like a dark black, a super metallic silver, and then a matte kind of white bone colored eyeshadow. And it also comes with a mirror. So this is a great all-in-one palette for those of you that travel or just like to have all your makeup in one place. And my lips are feeling pretty dry right now, and I have a lot of lip products to test. I'm gonna go ahead and go in with this Fruit Fetish Lip Oil by Milani. This is part of their spring collection. Just kind of prep my lips for the matte lipstick that I'm gonna be putting on. I got this in Strawberry Melon, which is 120. Just looked like a really pretty like pink shade. This is the type of product that I'd love to throw in my pool bag. Maybe if we're gonna go grab some lunch straight from the pool and just throw on a cover up and maybe that brightener and then some lip oil and just look a little bit more put together without really putting makeup on. Oh my God, it smells so fruity. It smells good. It's just a really strong smell. If you're super sensitive to fragrance, just keep that in mind, but it smells like summer. Really pretty soft color. Like the color in here looks really, really intense. The color right here looks a lot softer. It has vitamin E and fruit extracts in it, so it's supposed to be really hydrating, but it feels like a cross between an oil and a gloss. I would say it feels a lot thicker than other oils that I've used in the past, and it feels a lot thinner than a regular gloss. So it's almost like a cross between the two. Right, now going in with this Milani face palette, I'm gonna use this bronze color, which actually looks like a really, really light bronzer shade. We'll see if this works for me. I'm gonna use my new EcoTools brush for this. So here's the bronzer shade kind of swatched. It reminds me a lot of the Hoola bronzer. It's a very cool toned bronzer, but it's definitely not gonna give you that sun-kissed look, and it's not really showing up on me. I'm gonna take my very well-loved I've hit pan Lumi bronzer to finish bronzing up to give me that kind of sun-kissed look that I'm going for. Another really great brush here, so 2 for 2 on this brush set. And then I think I'm gonna go in with like a combo of these 2 blushes. Definitely some fallout going on. I think my daughter contributed to that a little bit with getting her little hands in here, but there is some fallout. I feel like there is some like patchiness here with this blush. I don't know if you guys can see, there's like little dots of where it's kind of sticking to my skin. Not the smoothest blend for some reason. Maybe it's the fact that I'm blending it on top of that cream blush, but overall, I feel like I like this. I don't love it. I like the original face palette better than this one. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and do my brows really quick and I will be right back. All right, next up I'm gonna use the new Milani palette. This is the Milani Gilded Flora palette. This is their spring launch. It looks so beautiful for spring. Like the colors just remind me of Easter. Kind of like a pinky mood today. So I think I'm gonna go in with this color right here, this little like transition shade, and mix that with this other kind of lighter shade. and take that through my crease. Definitely some fallout here. We will see how they blend. I'm using this new EcoTools brush as well. Very pigmented and very easy to blend. By the way, all I used on my brows was this Got To Be styling glue with a spoolie, and then I just did a few pencil strokes in there, but mostly it's just that product, which is such a great deal for like a lifetime supply of brow gel. All right, I'm just gonna take this small packing brush and go in with this like white shade right here under my brow bone. It's like that perfect shade to just lift everything. Try and use this same brush to go with my lid color. I think I'm gonna use a combination of this pink right here, and this pink right here. Giving just kind of a light layer. So I'm gonna try using my fingers because this feels really creamy. I just don't think that brush is the best. Yes, fingers is much better. Wow, this is a beautiful like purpley pink color. And even though I'm planning on taking this off, I feel like these go really well together. And I probably should have done my concealer after dealing with glitter eyeshadow, but so far, even though there was some fallout in the pan, there's been absolutely no fallout on my eye. Okay, I'm really happy with that all on its own. I might, just so I use more than one shade, I'm gonna take that lighter pink color right here and just layer that over the center. I am so impressed by these shimmer shades. And I'm just gonna take a little bit of this darker purple right here and put that on my outer corners just to kind of complement the color and add some depth. And I'm taking just the tiniest amount, and this is already picking up so much product, but you just need the teeniest amount because this is an intense color. All right, now I'm gonna take this smudge brush and take that same purple shade I used to deepen to smoke out my lower lash line a little bit. I'm gonna go with liner and mascara, and I'll be right back. All right, I have 3 more lip products to show y'all, and because I already know I love this formula, I'm gonna show it to you first and then take it off. And it's the Milani matte lipsticks. They launched a bunch of new shades in honor of their spring collection. So I'm just gonna show you the shade that I'm most excited about. This is called Peony. And it's just such a beautiful pink. It's just such a wearable, like pinky shade. Love, love, love that. Let me take this off and try out a new matte lipstick that I've never tried before. This is the new Revlon ColorStay Matte Light Crayon. It's supposed to be a full coverage formula infused with mango seed oil for featherweight texture that feels 30% lighter than the ordinary lipstick. The ultra precise tip makes it easy and fun. This retails for $11.99. That's kind of pricey. I'm gonna use the shade Take Flight 004. I like that it's kind of like a lip liner and lipstick in one. Gliding on super smoothly. It's a really beautiful color. This reminds me of the Milani lip crayons. I really like those too. It feels really comfortable, definitely drying down matte, and I love this color. It doesn't look drying at all, so we'll see how long this lasts. All right, and then to finish off the lips, I'm gonna go in with this Essence Extreme Shine Lip Gloss. This is their volume lip gloss. I picked this shade because this kind of reminds me of my Holy Grail Milani Champagne color. This is called Gold Dust. I'm just gonna layer this on top and see if this gives that cooling, plumping effect. Oh, this color. My gosh, this color is gorgeous. Give it a second to see if it starts tingling at all, but just this color added so much dimension to my lips, and they're like glistening. It looks like water when the sun hits it. This color is beautiful. While we wait for that, I'm gonna go in with my last product, which is the new Milani Make It Last Flora setting spray. So you guys know Milani Make It Last is my favorite setting spray, but they came out with this spring version. It is fragranced, it's a floral fragrance. Hopefully it's not too strong and doesn't break me out because this is so pretty for spring. And I'm gonna spray this all over my face because I already know how much I love this formula. The scent actually is not too strong. I would say the scent of these lip oils was way stronger than the scent of that setting spray. That is everything. I hope you guys found this video helpful. Give it a thumbs up if you did. I have Flower Beauty's products coming in the mail. Didn't make it in time for this video, but be on the lookout for that, especially the new highlighter. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.